yesterday, remember, the stock was down close to about 5%. The fear in the market was that there was another case of money getting siphoned off at one of its branches. Today, the stock is recovering and it's up close to about 2.5%. We've got Abhishek with us here in the studio, and he's got a chat with the management of the company. Abhishek?
Let us just welcome Mr. Suresh Iyer. Sir, what is the misappropriation of funds that have actually taken place at CanFinHomes?
This was actually not a very recent case, but yeah, it's about a quarter back. We had an incident at Ambala branch where the staff in collusion has kind of withdrawn money without this thing because they had the local check signing powers and the local reconciliation, and it was a decentralized setup. So the branch has siphoned some money and into their personal accounts, and that is what was the issue over there. And since then, we have kind of reported to the stock exchanges. We have disclosed to our regulators also, and some corrective steps have also been taken.
Well, is there a larger control lapse or systematic issue at your end? How big a problem could this be across CanFinHomes?
See, this particular incident we did, in fact, we reported also to the stock exchanges and to the investors that we did carry out a thorough check of all our branches. So right from, all our 193 branches, right from the period from April 2021, we carried out this exercise to see if in a similar kind of an incident or some such big, this thing was there in any other practice was there in any other branch. And it was negative. So there was no other such incident in any other branch. This was a very isolated incident at one of the specific branches of Ambala. And we then filed a police complaint. In fact, we have filed a case with the CBI also, application to the CBI.
Well, how much will become NPA, and have you done any forensic on the same?
So it's not something which will affect our NPA, because this was purely, there was no asset to back it up. It was purely funds which were there in the account were siphoned off to personal accounts. So there is no asset to back it up, and it's not an asset fraud. It is basically cash defalcation. So in that sense, there is no NPA which will be impacted because of this. The NPA which would have been impacted only in the event of an asset fraud.
Do you intend to stop the occurrence of frauds, and what measures are being taken to improve the overall system and stop leakages from happening?
Sure. See, this was mainly because there was a lot of decentralization at the branches, and there was a control also lapse because there was mainly everything was left to the branches. There was a decentralized approach basically. So we had the branches who were also writing their own checks for disbursement. The branches were also doing the reconciliation, and there was a pool account from which it was going, which was being used by all the branches specifically. So what we have done is, one, we have centralized our disbursements. So now all the disbursements that are done across the country by any of our branches, they are scrutinized at the head office, and then they are, the documentation is also checked before it is approved, and then only the instructions are given to Canara Bank to issue the demand draft. So this has two benefits. One, there is a double checking which happens at the head office, and two, there is no check signing which happens at the branches. So it is purely a DD which has to be collected from the respective Canara Bank account which the branch is having. So these are the two added benefits. Going forward, what we have additionally done is, some of the payments we are centralizing. So slowly all the debit side entries that are there at the branches, mainly payments, as well as this deposit repayment and this disbursements. One by one, we are centralizing. Disbursements has already been centralized. Some of the expenses are also getting centralized, and very soon all expenses and our deposit repayment will also be centralized. Thereby, the branches will not be required to have any checkbook or any check signing facility.